Hey YouTube, this is Pine P, and today is going to be more of a personal video from me to you, and it's going to be about just overall me plateauing right now, plateauing in video games, and just overall just anything competitive wise. So, what really brought this on was me kind of trying different tactics and things to help me get better at just any game, just in general. And, you know, not really, how do I put it? Not having faith in myself to be able to do it or to be able to hit the shots and stuff like that. And I've constantly kind of had that voice in the back of my head that dictates everything. And I've really been every time I get into a gunfight, not I'm only like 50 to 60% sure I'm going to win the fight. It's not like, 90 or better. It's like, if I miss the shots, I should have hit it, right? Because I've been doing Kovacs and aim lab, and I've been aim training hundreds and hundreds of hours, and he's not putting in as much work as me behind the scenes. Why am I losing to him? That's kind of like all the thoughts that just buzz in my head, and I just want to play the game, but it seems like I can't get into that flow state, into that mindset where everything just kind of makes sense and you focus more on the game than you do external things. Because I used to focus a lot on winning or losing, and I personally I'd rather win, but of course if we lose, it's more experience, more things that I could be doing better. I record my losses and my wins and see where I went wrong and where I could have improved and stuff like that. So, I have no problem doing that, but of course, I want to feel like I'm progressing, and I don't feel like I am progressing at all, basically. Maybe like a tad little bit, but it's not enough to be considered like a win, especially if you've been, especially since I've been playing video games for as long as I have, and I've been literally, training all the time, hours and hours and hours have been put into this, and I've done so much, work behind the scenes. I've tracking down my progress in notebooks and stuff like that, and it's pretty much come to that point where I accept it. I accept that I'm things I'm doing are not working, and I've pretty much plateaued at a skill level where I have it in me to be able to be be good, be great, be high level at stuff if I were to just put the faith in myself to do it and believe that I can do it. However, gunfight I get into is not stressing me out. I'm more accepting that I might die instead of get the kill, things like that. And me stressing over, oh my god, there's a dude right there, let me move my fingers in a certain way, let me move my arm and position myself with the keyboard, my hands like this on the keyboard. Oh, I move a little bit with my fingers because I use fingertip grip over here, and I do that, and that it completely, I get the kills sometimes. Well, it's half and half, but it just overall just really throws me off. And me being so caught up inside of my head is really becoming a detriment when I'm getting into these situations, because I'm not going into that flow state where I can just play. I'm just kind of like the game takes a back seat to what I'm doing here, how I'm controlling the mouse, how I'm doing this, doing that, and it becomes that. And when it becomes high stakes situations and stuff like that, I'm more into it because I'm like, I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss, but I think that I will miss. It's not like, oh well, if I miss, it's okay, But I have faith that I'll, more than likely hit the shot. I'm pretty good at the game, but it's not like that at all. It's that complete lack of faith in everything that's really crippling my ability to get better and get at those high ranks. And you'll see when I in the other videos, like the Valorant videos and stuff like that, one major thing that keeps coming back up over and over again is that I think way too much. I think about everything that I'm doing down to the most minute point, to the point where it hurts the gameplay. And as I said before, you know, I'm stressing myself out in every gunfight that I'm in because, again, I don't want to miss, and I shouldn't miss because I put in so many hours in the aim lab and Kovacs, and we could probably lose the round if I do this. You know, it's that coupled with everything else, and it's too much. So I've kind of thought, well, what am I doing, uh, in my life or just in general that's really holding me back? And I've really started to look a lot into the self improvement and stuff like that. And if you're not right in real life, then how do you think it's going to translate into the game? If everything outside of the game is chaotic, and in the game it'll be chaotic too. And not saying I'm down bad like that, but it's the it's the truth basically. So I've noticed that I've don't I think constantly just about everything. My thoughts literally are just buzzing. The bees is like the bees in the hive. It's constantly buzzing. It's constantly just trying to calculate everything. It's not taking about backseat to anything. And I've like been studying and stuff like that. And I've been studying and reading that if you put too much thought into what you're doing, like let's say that you're shooting a basketball, right? Or you're a basketball player just in general. You've let's say you've been practicing basketball for like 2 years. You already know how to shoot your shot. You got your jump shot already like down pack. You already know the form. You already know how high you're supposed to jump and everything like that. Let's say that every time you were to shoot a shot, you didn't think about shooting. You didn't think about the rim. You weren't just looking at the rim and just firing, the shot into it. You were, all right, I'm putting my right foot forward, left foot right here. All right, I'm going to jump this amount. I'm going to put my elbow above my eyebrow, and I'm going to flick just a little bit hard, not too hard, and I'm going to try to get it over there. By the time you've released the ball, you're already kind of like chaotic. Your movement isn't fluid. It isn't solid. You're just kind of, you're thinking too much about it, and 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to miss because you're thinking so much about it that you really take away your skill from it, as if you were to just be like, all right, I'm confident in my handling the ball. I'm confident in shooting. I'm gonna just get into a good position, and I'm gonna look at the net, and I'm gonna just follow through. And that's kind of like where you say, all right, I'm gonna just let my body take over. We practice these movements hundreds and hundreds of times. I'm gonna just let it take over and have faith, and I'm gonna just follow through, look at the net. I'm gonna try to get it in there. If it goes in there, fine. If it doesn't, that's not, all right, I'll get it back. The problem with me is that I have a lot of experience, and I'm still thinking about that over and over again. I'm trying to control every aspect of the process of, putting the ball inside of the hoop, basically, right? So I am that picture of just, all right, my seat is close to the desk. My hands are on the keyboard this way. My fingertips are on the mouse again because I'm doing fingertip grip. My fingertips are on the mouse this way. All right, if I'm going to shoot this guy, I got to move my fingers in this way and do this, instead of me just being in the game, being in the moment, and looking at, a character on the screen and being, all right, I got faith in myself to hit this shot. I see him coming across the screen. I'm going to zap him. Instead of it being that easy, and if I miss, so be it. And if I get the kill, cool. Instead of it being like that and believing and having faith that I have the muscle memory to do it, it backfires, right? So, externally, just living life in general, I've noticed that I haven't really been able to put too much attention and focus into the things that I want to do and I want to get better at, and that's pretty much limited me to plateauing at a lot of things that I'm trying to do. It's kind of like the analogy of soaking up information like a sponge. Well, in my case, it's pretty much like the sponge is already full of water, and I can't soak up anything else. Even though I want to, and that's my fault again, because I'm constantly bombarding myself with um, entertainment and distractions and things that really take away from me and my goals and my thoughts and stuff like that. And it just gets really chaotic because I constantly have something playing in my ear, and I'm constantly thinking about something, and then the game just kind of takes the back seat. And even if I do turn all that stuff off, my mind will constantly wander. I haven't really had a chance to kind of reel myself in and stay inside of the moment instead of just being all over the place, um, you know, over and over again. So that's kind of like the problem, and I've noticed that is pretty much the problem. And if it ain't that, then I don't know really what it is. I mean, it literally has to be that. I'm pretty honest with myself, right? I'm not gonna, uh, do something bad and then blame someone else for what I'm doing, right? If I were to break something, I'd be like, all right, I broke it. Instead of being like, you know what, the elevation was off. I think that the chair had a defect on it. The screw wasn't tight and tight. I'm pretty, I'm pretty honest. I can own up to my mistakes and all that. I don't have a problem doing any of that. So I think at this point is going to be about been reading this thing about like dopamine detox and stuff like that, and really just taking a break from all that stuff, letting my mind just kind of clear up again, and being able to focus and gain back just all the chemicals, and just I don't know, the body is a very very interesting and weird place. So many things go this way and go that way, inside of you, that it's it's all over the place. I can never really truly understand, what's going on at the moment. So much stuff could be the underlying issue, but that's what makes, everything exciting, right? Figuring out problems and trying to work them out. And I think this is pretty much the problem, taking a step away from the entertainment and stuff like that, and being able to approach this stuff with that, video games, and being a competitor. I'm able to approach it with that ferocity, right? Good word. And that determination, and that that goal setting, and being able to complete goals and stuff like that. If I approach it again, but in a way where my mind is clear and I'm ready to accept the game and accept my skills and abilities, I think that I'll be able to, in the long run, be able to overcome the plateau. And I think that that's probably the answer. And I know what you say. Well, but video games are entertainment. Well, I see it as like a sport. I see it as a means to get better. I'm not, when I play a lot of these games, I'm doing it a lot of times for self-improvement. I'm doing it for the dream, the dream of being able to, play video games for a living and stuff, and being able to be the best competitor, and having the most stable and mental mind state and stuff like that. That's what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for that. Not, and fun of course comes as a bonus, but fun is always in tune with when you're trying to follow your dreams and do different stuff that makes you happy and stuff. So again, time capsule type video. Of course, no one's watching right now. Only 2 subscribers I got are me and my friend, but it'll get better, and people will be able to look at all the stuff that used to go wrong. They used to go wrong for me. All the struggles, stuff I had in Valorant, and then in the future, hey, what if I'm Radiant? What if I'm number 1 Radiant in the world? So many different possibilities and stuff like that I can look on from the future, looking into the past and seeing like, man, that was really a time where I didn't really kind of felt lost on my progression, and how I was trying, and how I thought about things was wrong at that time. And of course, using that information to help other people, because I'm pretty sure other people who want to get better don't really know why they're not getting better at all. And maybe my experiences sounds like something that they're going through, and I'm always down to help, down to do that, because I think if you can go through something and someone can learn from your mistakes, then hey, that's all the more reason to share and do it in the first place. So I'm my bad. I'm going to end the video off right there, and yeah, see you guys in the next one.